And 2 News at Noon begins now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, sitting alongside Thomas Patrick. We are starting with weather today, talking about a possibility of a snow squall, which can be
quite hazardous.
It can be hazardous. And this would be the second one we see this year. We had one just about a month ago, a little over a month ago on January 8th. In fact, we're going to take a moment, take a look at that one and take a look at what that looked like, Thomas.
Yeah, and obviously on that day, we ended up with about 7 inches of total snow due to 2 snow squalls that passed through Spokane, and it added up very fast through the inland northwest. Hence, the road conditions had deteriorated and all that snow piled up. I will say this, with the potential for snow squalls today, the intensity will be there, but the duration would be less. I am not expecting us to get 7 inches of snow. I'm not expecting us to get nearly that much, but if we do get hit by 1 or 2 snow squalls, we could certainly see ½ an inch of snow in about a half hour's time, which can still cause road conditions to deteriorate very quickly. As for our weather setup, we're watching this storm center and kind of a tailing cold front through central and southern Washington. I don't expect snow squalls or snow showers to pop up until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But what I do think will happen is it'll fire up kind of near this line, as you see even a couple snow showers popping up over Lincoln and Grant County right now, and then move northward. So I do think the area of effect is likely going to be closer towards southeastern Washington, so Pullman and southward at first, and any of those snow showers, graupel, or snow squalls could very well move northward and closer towards Spokane. And we just want to make sure that everybody is well prepared for the possibility of another snow squall like we had last month, because it can be pretty dangerous pretty quickly.
All right, my friend, Thomas, a question. Why are snow squalls so dangerous specifically to drivers? Because this could be hitting, of course, during our afternoon, evening drive time.
Yeah, and that's a great question. And the answer is because it happens so suddenly. Unlike yesterday, where it's kind of like a slow, flurry at first, and then it picks up, it can go from clear skies to heavy snow in just seconds. And for drivers, it's particularly dangerous because imagine driving 70 miles per hour down the freeway. Road conditions are perfectly dry, and then you encounter this snow squall, which just creates snow-covered roads at basically the next tire track. The traction can lose control immediately, and that's why we tend to get our phone alerts to alert drivers specifically of the threat of snow squalls when they're occurring. One of the first major weather events that I actually covered at KREM was a 2019 snow squall that caused 127 cars to crash on I-90 in that December 2019 event, and that was snow squalls because people were driving freeway speed and it was fine. And then you get hit with a sudden snow squall and the traction just goes away completely. So we want people to be aware of that potential, but it's really only about 50-50 if it even occurs today in the first place.
All right, my friend, thank you. We will certainly keep you updated on that. In the meantime, earlier this morning, a car crashed into a power pole. This happened in northwest Spokane on West Rowan Avenue. You can see here the power pole snapped in half. A vista shows this knocked out power for about 300 people in that area. Now, during the crash, the driver also hit a fire hydrant. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson has died at 84 years old, and tributes are pouring in for the late Reverend Jackson. His family says he died peacefully today, surrounded by loved ones. Natalie Brand has a look at how the civil rights leader is now being remembered.
Outside the Rainbow Push Coalition offices in Chicago, community members are honoring the life of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
We are here today because we truly believe in everything that Reverend Jesse Jackson stood for.
Jackson, a civil rights leader who marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., went on to found his own organizations committed to fighting for justice and equality for the underrepresented.
My constituency is the desperate, the damned, the disinherited.
Among those who knew Jackson personally, Brian Stevenson of the Equal Justice Initiative.
His voice has been so central to the movement toward justice, for this idea of creating an America that includes everyone, that lifts up the neediest, the poorest.
In the 80s, Reverend Jackson ran for president twice. While he faced criticism in his first campaign for anti-Jewish comments, he's also credited with laying the foundation for future candidates, such as former President Barack Obama, and expanding the Democratic coalition.
His presidential campaigns of 84 and 88 were influential in how he conducted a campaign to really bring people who were locked out and left out.
President Trump paid tribute to Jackson in a social media post, calling him a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts.
The Reverend Al Sharpton called him his mentor.
He opened my eyes that we could make a difference, we could make change.
Despite declining health in recent years, Jackson continued to make public appearances, including at the 2024 Democratic National Convention, where he received a standing ovation. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
An investigation is now underway into deputies who shot and killed a man in Moses Lake. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says last night their deputies, along with Moses Lake Police, were searching a property for an investigation. And there they say they found a man armed with a rifle inside a small barn. The Sheriff's Office says the man came out of the barn and aimed the gun at the officers. Then 5 deputies from the Grant County Sheriff's Office shot and killed the man. Now an outside agency will investigate that shooting, since both the Sheriff's Office and the police department were involved. This is coming in new today. A group of people in Spokane has gathered downtown for early morning walks more than 100 times over the last year. Their goal is to raise awareness about addiction and safety on our streets. So we caught up with them earlier today to get their perspective on how things have changed over the past year.
What we did was commemorate a walk that began last year, exactly on this date. And we did 100 straight days. And last year we were really calling attention. A group of us would gather every day, 100 straight days, to call attention to the things that were going on downtown. And we were really looking for just a stronger response to something that we really feel like we have to address as a city. We noted last year that we'd really risen to the top of the list of larger counties in America for overdose death rate. We were the top county in the country. And so that was 100 straight days, 5 a.m. And now here we are a year later, and a lot of things have changed. We've had 9 straight months where the overdose death rate is decreasing. People moving out of shelter into permanent supportive housing has gone up 86%. We have a lot of statistics like that indicating that we're moving in the right direction. So this was a different feeling today. We were really commemorating progress instead of really just calling out a problem. We're making changes, the city is addressing it, and we just have to keep going. So I think today was more about just building more energy around something that's working.